Guys, Alberto here with AirQB's channel. Thank you again for watching my videos. I really appreciate it. Today's video will be about replacing the brush carbons on a Dewalt DCD780 cordless drill. And this video could be used for other drills because they're similar. You just have to look at the specs and get the right part. But for the most part, you need 2 or 3 tools, and as an expensive part, you may have the tools already, and it doesn't take that long, maybe 15-20 minutes and you'll be done. So it's easy steps, an expensive part, and you can do it yourself. So that will be something that can save you time, money, effort. So I think it's very good. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. That will help me grow my channel. And it's time to do hands-on on repairing that drill. So let's get to it. All right, guys. So this is the drill. As you see, it's the Dewalt 20-volt max DCD780. Okay. And all you need for these rebuilt is your part. This part is the N26 8145. Right there. And you can find it on Amazon or online or the Dewalt website, whichever you prefer. These are your set of carbons. And this is where you're going to plug them in. Okay, let's get that out of the way. You need your battery, of course. Make sure it's charged up. If you have the XR type, you have the tester. It gives you 3 lights. Even 1 light would work. If you don't, just make sure it's charged up. You may need a utility knife or your favorite knife to pry it off the case, to pry it off. We'll also need either a multi-tool, which is this one. I like them because it comes with a case and the belt strap on it. So you need a needle nose pliers, and you can use a drill bit and another drill to remove your screws from the case, which it has 10 screws, or you can just use a regular screwdriver with a Torx bit. I didn't want to spend so much time taking off the screws, so I took them off already, but I will tell you where these screws go to. One, it goes here, 2 there. So if you have a bit, it needs to be a bit that can fit through the hole. If not, it's not going to come off. So if you have a screwdriver, a drill with a bit, it may be too big, so you need a thin bits. So you got 2, 4, 5, 6. Then you got 2 here by the clutch, 8, and 2 more. Once you take them all out, you need to, if you still have the sticker, this one right here, it needs to be peeled off halfway at least. You can reglue it if you like, but it's not gonna come off. So it's gonna be like this. You might need to use your knife to start prying it off, like so. Here's your light, so be careful there. Here you can of course pry it like this. Once you get it to this point, you start pulling it apart. You might have to move these clutch forward for the cover to come off. Then it comes off. there will be two more screws to remove, which are these two right here on the rear ball bearing. And I checked this drill already. The ball bearing is good. The rear one, the front one there, the stator is good, and the reason is not, it's catching here and on. If I check the drill, the bushing, the carbons touch and works for a second and then it stops. So your armature is good. The dual speed switch inside, it's good. The transmission is good. The clutch is good. The chuck is good. The reverse switch is good, which remember when you take this piece off, you had to put it the same way you put it back on. The trigger is good, and battery terminals and battery is good. So I think I have it zoomed well where I can sit and start removing. We need to remove these pieces forward because we only have these terminal showing. We need to get the one over here too. So we'll remove these two screws. I like to put the screws tight, so the tool is not wobbling and making issues. So it's your choice if you want to move this part forward, but since we need to remove this guy right here, see how I try to pull that out, and it's taking a hard time to come off. So we need to take off the clip, this right here, and transmission, chuck, everything away. Like I said, you spin it and move it left, forward and back. If you don't have a play, it means it's good. The teeth here on your motor armature, you can inspect them. If they're all good, like so, then you're good. Okay, so now we had to pull this apart. You lift it up a little bit. And the piece comes apart. Okay, so we need to pull these, I would say it's a bushing mount up. So lift it up, make sure it goes this, you put it the same way you grab it, don't twist it around because it's not going to fit right. So now it's the bushing arm piece, carbon burst piece is already loose, so we just had to disconnect it from the positive and the negative. You can tell right here that the carbons are not even touching. See, it's how it's so loose. It doesn't supposed to have display, because right here the spring arm and the brush wire is already as far as it can go, so it's stopping there. So the spring arm is pushing the carbon as far as it can go, but the carbon is actually not touching anymore on both sides. That's the main thing. After you were using the drill for, I would say, 2-3 years a lot, then it's gonna wear out. If you buy the brushless drills, then you don't have this problem, but if you have the older tools, then you do. So here You grab this terminal. I might have to put it on the floor. Let's see if I can do it here where you can see it better. So you might have to wiggle it, but it just came out. So same thing for this guy. It pulls out. So the red one goes on the bottom, which is the positive, and the negative goes on top. So there you go. Now you can see that the carbons are not even going inside like the new part. See? So the only thing we need to do, you can expect that this time the fan is good, all the fins are not broken, and your commutator it's clean. It's not supposed to have, it doesn't supposed to be touching in each contact of the of your copper coils. So it needs to be clean. You can use a needle and clean them if you need to, but this one it looks like it's good, so they don't have residue in between them, because otherwise one coil or two coils are going to get shorted out and you're not going to have the same power. So make sure these openings are clear of debris on your commutator. Okay, now just need to open this. Your terminals go down, of course, towards you. You open and hold your carbons like this with your fingers and push it down. There you go. Now it's on your commutator. They're creating pressure. You can see the carbon is sticking out here with the carbon wire that is connected to this terminal. So it's gonna have to push it back in there. I'm trying to get the whole piece close to you so you get to see everything. I will hold it now and push the terminals. There you go. So that one went through. And that one went through. I'll keep moving it and get off the video. I apologize, but now you see how they're closed. Carbons, again, the carbons are touching the right here, the commutator. Then we're gonna put our piece here, grab it the same way, push it back all the way where it's flush. Okay, and then make sure these wires, they go through here. And you guide these carbon base straight down. Okay, so like so. Make sure you put the wire as we go. There is a guide here, by the way, so I have to follow the guide. This is the guide, these pieces right here. Okay, so it's going in there. It's a little awkward, but this piece got on the way too low, so it's gonna take a minute. And then it's gonna go all the way down. Now these piece with your bushing, it's gonna make sure it touches, which it does. Okay, you can put the armature now. I mean clutch with the little by little. This piece, remember, on your speed, the wire, it gets connected here, so be careful. You need to grab that piece, this wire, the motor switch, and at the same time go through this panel. So it has to slide through there like so. Okay. And remember, if this piece falls off or the direction of your switch, you need to make sure you put it the right same way you got it. Okay. Okay. Right there. Make sure over here it's your clutch fits in properly. So you had to push it like that. It needs to make good contact of everything. Okay. So I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put the screws. We'll give it the case a little bit over, hold it, and give it a test, try, and then we'll put everything back together, and then we should be good to go. I'm relieving some of the pressure so that's why I'm lifting it. Plus you can see it, so it doesn't move the armature, the stator, everything off the way. And remember, don't force anything. It has to fit right. Hand tight on it, and if it's not fitting through properly, then you didn't do it right, so you had to go back. This is the piece that needs to be plugged in here properly on the wire, and then slide it. Okay. It's gonna take a little bit of maneuvering in here to get it to sit here. These upper parts on the wire, so it fits in between them too. Okay. So you push it through there and slide it to the upper of the case. Make sure you test it. So these two pins, they need to go farther over, but before you move it forward, you crimp it in there. Okay. I'm finding that the transmission is not going through there. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, so since I'm kind of lifting it up, I don't have someone to zoom it back and forth. You need to make sure the stator goes inside there. There is a line underneath, and it has to fit in there. Also, this part of your clutch transmission part, it needs to feed back into the case right here. So as you push it down, make sure everything fits. Your speed switch is put in there properly here with the wire. If it doesn't fit right, take off the screws again, lift it up, make sure this goes in the guide here, and its guide. Stator has a middle guide. This switch the speed switch has a guide on top and on the bottom, goes into the stator, and these guides in here in the cover right here. So it needs to go back where the holes were of the case. So it needs to go over these two pieces. So once you had it pushed in there, make sure this switch, you hold the switch in the trigger and you move this piece up and down. Make sure it's set up properly with the notches here, otherwise it's not gonna work. At this time, I'm gonna apply the battery. Just to give it a try and see if I actually put it properly before I put the cover and the rest of the screws. So I'm looking at that these holes are matched in, so if I squeeze it, it should work, which it does. Okay, so, and the light comes on as you see right here. I put all the wires, it has to be put properly the same way we found it. The reverse engineering part that we were talking about. Then I'm gonna put the cover. Putting the cover is tricky because you can put it down. Unfortunately, these notches are not gonna go through it. You had to kind of like wiggle it inside like that. The rest is gonna fall in the case. So this needs to be pushed down and that way. So you might have to move move this piece forward a little bit, while with this hand you push it over. So now I need to push it forward, squeeze it, and push this piece back that way, which I did. So it went in and over, forward. Now I'm checking my spaces, and they're adding up right here. It's open, so I need to close it. It closed. In the front, it's already good. So put the tape back. The light still there. Switch is still good. Reverse and forward switch, which is this. It's going both ways. I put my battery back on. And boom. Drill works. It works perfect. You can see the sparks in there. And it's braking. It's when it stops, it makes me move my hand because it has electronic brakes. So now this time I'm gonna put the screws, and we'll give it one more try. It's gonna take me a while to put the screws, so I'm gonna pause it and then I'll come back with you guys. Okay, I am screwing the drill. I already put these two in the bottom. I left these two. I got these two over. Well, this is almost there. I noticed one thing: when you're putting this screws over here in the front, you have to, if you're doing it by yourself, create some pressure and keep it holding because it wants to come apart. So pull the tool this way so you create leverage, so this keeps close because it wants to pull it apart when you put in the screw. Once you put one, you start screwing the rest. I think it went over too much, see? So I did this right, then I put this on, but this hasn't gone all the way, so I need to loosen it up. And I need to be able to push this through. It's coming a little bit apart, but it's fine. I have the one on the back good. So now this one went through. Okay, it's just kind of, they're kind of an angle. So it's a bit hard to put them on, especially this front part, but it's getting there. So I was tying them up all at the end, so kind of get them just snugged in case you need to loose up something. So you start them all up and then you tie them up at the end so they'll even here on the case, so there is no opening here, right there. This one already went through it. Then I'm gonna get this guy right here, and then 2 more on the handle, and it should be good. There might be a bit, it's a torque T10 that you need, that you may be able to find a thin one for another drill that you can use, so you don't have to do it by hand like I'm doing. But I didn't look for one. I just had this torque 10 and this neat screwdriver sets for that I open laptops and electronics, so I'm fine with it. So this is the last screw. They're all tight, hand tight of course, and got the 10 screws in there. And final test. You got it stuck in here on the clutch. So you move the switches, goes left, goes right, speed is on 1, speed, look like a speed 2 is not working too well, but it's an old drill anyway, so, but I'm happy with it, and that should be it. And so like I said, this goes in reverse. Move the switch, we push it this other way, it goes right, speed 1, speed 2. I just need to loosen up since we put it together, that's why. But it's going in 1, 2, any brake. That's good. So this is on 1. This is let's do 9. That's for your torque on your screws, 15, and for drill. This is not a hammer drill, it's just a drill and a screwdriver. So it should not stop dead, and it doesn't stop. So that's it, guys. So hope you enjoy the repair on this drill, the Dewalt DCD780 cordless drill, and it took it for I would say 20 minutes. I spoke for extra 8-10 minutes, but the actual repair was 20 minutes, including myself screwing it. So not too hard, not too bad. Hopefully you like it, guys. And again, share it with family and friends if you think it's interesting and useful. And please subscribe. Sometimes we just watch a video and don't click subscribe, and that will keep me from growing my channel. So if you do subscribe, I do appreciate it immensely because it helps me grow my channel. Y'all have a wonderful day, and we'll see you till next time. Thank you.